July is Minority Mental Health Month, and research shows that African American men are 20% more likely to experience mental illness than the general population.
Our next guest is hoping to open new conversations about this issue by creating a forum that asks these men to answer one simple question: can I be vulnerable?
Making this Can I Be Vulnerable video because we as men, we grew up with this perception of how manhood was, fatherhood was, and all this, and it's important that we actually talk about the things that men miss.
Have I been to therapy? Yeah, I actually just, in the last few months got back into therapy, and it's been such a wonderful thing.
Joining us now is the founder, BJ Williams. BJ, good morning.
Well, good morning.
Why do you believe that this is a crucial question for Black men to explore?
Because we have been given permission to be open, and therapy has never been a thing that's been introduced to us. They always said, in our community, it's always been like, well, therapy is for white people, and it's not. And it's always been a thing that we can't afford therapy, we can't find a therapist that looks like us, and if they don't look like us, that can relate to us. So those are just some of the very small reasons as to why that question is important to ask.
What is a CIBV and how did it start?
So Can I Be Vulnerable, CIBV, started with my own personal story. I was going to therapy for a few years now, and I just wanted to tell why I went. And I happened to be on vacation one time, and it just came to me. I was on the beach like, yo, I'm gonna tell the story. And I put it on my social media and kind of just grew from there.
Yeah.
And I was just gonna just be mine, and that was it. And then friends started asking me, can they tell their stories? And that's pretty much how it grew.
Wow.
We hear there are some high-profile participants.
So most of the guys
does that probably help other men go, okay, well, if he can do it, then I feel comfortable.
I come from the athlete world, so most of my friends are athletes.
Yeah.
Most of the guys are professional athletes. They're retired now because we're older. And so, they're seen as pillars in the community.
Yeah.
They've made it to the pinnacle of their respective sports. And yeah, so people, kids, other men look up to them and say, you know what? If he's lived this lifestyle, but he's had these issues and he's dealt with them, maybe I'm hoping that it would help them feel more comfortable to speak to somebody.
What needs to change in the narrative for men of color when it comes to mental health?
Just being honest with ourselves, knowing that it's okay to open up, to speak. It's healthier. This feels lighter. Like that's pretty much it. Just opening up, talking, and it's knowing that it's okay. There's nothing emasculating about talking about your feelings, that if something hurts you or something, because life happens to everybody.
And when you opened up, you had a lot of positive feedback. Were there other people who judged you in a negative way, and how did you deal with that?
Not at all.
Not at all.
I don't think there was one negative anything about it. Everybody was positive, and some people were like, I'm not ready yet. That was probably the worst thing that I heard. Other than that, no, everybody was very encouraging. It was a lot of tears I got videos and phone calls. They were crying on my phone. It was a lot of that. No negativity.
How did it change you in particular by saying, I can be vulnerable, I can say things out loud now that maybe I feel like I couldn't years ago?
My empathy has grown tremendously. So I do all the recording. So I hear all these stories, and listening to them, I have to, I'm taking all of this in, right? So my empathy has grown a lot. My listening ear has grown. My understanding has grown. A few other things.
Yeah. What's next?
What's next for us? We're going to be doing events. I want to start getting the community involved. It's one thing to see it on TV, which is, I tell people to use it as a tool. Send it to the people in your lives, men, women, black, white, Hispanic, don't care, because the themes are universal.
Yeah.
But I want to get the community involved as well. So it's one thing to have people that are willing to open up. It's to get the people that have not been introduced to the word therapy or vulnerability. I want to be able to get them involved. And also, I'm going to be back here July 30th. We're doing a live broadcast for Visions, KTLA. So it's going to be a group of us having a live Can I Be Vulnerable discussion.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Thanks so much for coming in this morning. We appreciate it. For more information about BJ Williams and Can I Be Vulnerable, follow him across all of social media as well. Thanks so much. Good to see you.